And he's like, oh, I haven't seen my kid. She won't let me see my kid. And you're like, no, Your Honor, I have proof right here. And all of these files that I have right here that shows that oh, not only that, oh, I have video too. And recordings. And the judge is like, no, I don't believe you. We're not going to get into that. And Jim's like, yes, I used to be an alcoholic and I used to be a drug-induced psychopath, but now she's the one who is induced by drugs and psychopathy. And the judge is like, oh, this guy seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think I'll give him a kid. Yes, obviously he has not seen his kid. He has been refused in every point, every step. But, you know, little Miss Blondie over here with all this paperwork, you know, oh, all this stuff, you know, we can't read that, you know, who reads anything anymore anyways, you know. I mean, God, we got to go on this guy's word because it's so simple. He's just telling us, you're wanting me to read. Obviously, you're false. What does all this prove? That you have proof? No, this proves that you want me to actually work. God, what's the system come to if you have to actually look into things? You can't just take a man on his word? Obviously, she's denying him visitation, even though she has proof right there. Obviously, she's denying him phone calls, even though she has proof right there. Obviously, she's not letting him get his things, even though she has proof right there saying, hey, come get your shit. Dude, get your shit. Come see your kid, fucknut. No, none of that works. We're going to go with what he says because we don't have to read nothing. It's awesome. Hey, why not, you know? I lost my kid a little bit ago. Just give this guy his. Yeah, he seems like a good upstanding fella, you know. His shrink says that, you know, he's not completely psycho. Well, his shrink says he's completely psycho, but we're going to go ahead and just, you know, ignore what she says because, you know, she wants us to read too. Proof. Mrs. Woodley? Yeah, I probably went overboard with some messaging. I probably messaged a little too much. But you know, when you're sitting there and you're scared for your friend's life because some a-hole keeps calling and hiding their son from them and running away and breaking into their house. Hold on, wait. There's a whole list of shit. I'm getting sidetracked. Hold on, wait. Yes. Anyways, my friend was in trouble. I was worried. So I may have went overboard on the messaging. Nothing threatening to them, the advocate or the person who is in a position to help such a friend of mine. Completely like unwilling to help this friend of mine because they thought my friend was false. Which in all actuality, my friend wasn't false. She just has dumbass friends of her own who were false. But that's not her fault, you know. One can't be judged by the people they're around. They can't be judged by other people's actions. They can't be accused for other people's wrongdoings. That's someone else being an idiot, not them. So my friend needs help. And I'm reiterating all this message after message after message. Gets to the point to where they accuse me of being harassing when I haven't said anything threatening or harassing. All I'm doing is proving points and talking about my friend and bringing up my friend's situation. Yet I'm harassing because I continue because I'm looking for help for my friend. So I get a call from her husband. You know, hey, you've been talking to my old lady. You're harassing her. Our kid just died. She has PTSD. You're bringing up a lot of mixed emotions, blah, 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 blah. Well, I apologize, sir. That's not my intentions, you know. I had a conversation with the man. Good guy. I explained to him the situation. He proceeded to explain to me things I could do. People I could talk to. If this was, like I told him, my friend's ex had gone out of town, left state, took the kid, denied visitation, denied phone calls. When my friend tried to find where they'd went, he proceeded to call, make threats on his life. He told me that that is automatically a federal matter. Explained to me that I could talk to these people. I could talk to the FBI. He was very helpful. And he is not an advocate. He's not in the situation. He doesn't put himself out there to help people in need. Even though he's an ex-law enforcement. Good guy. She, on the other hand, may be a douchebag. I don't know. I don't assume. I try not to. But she may be. Because she's taken other people's words to heart, and she's allowing other people's judgment on my friend to alter her perspective of the situation, which is bumfuck retarded. But her husband seems pretty clear-headed. You know, he seems like he's got his ducks in a row. He tried to point me toward the right people and stuff. So, so of course I start calling. What state? What's that? OSBI tip line? That's some bullshit. OSBI tip line. We're gonna make a 800 number you can call, and you can report all of these wrongdoings within a community. But guess what? They don't take reports from normal people. So it's all kind of stupid unless you're in law enforcement, or you are a public official, or you are part of the government. The OSBI tip line don't mean jack shit. They're not gonna, they'll listen to you. No, sir, we're not allowed to give legal advice. That's what they're gonna tell you. If you're a cop, they might be like, oh yeah, what cop are you? Where are you at? You know, we need to talk to your superiors. I could only assume how that conversation would go. You'd probably end up getting fired for being a cop and calling into the OSB tip line. I thought I might have got arrested. You know, I was expecting that shit because they're fucking retarded too. They ain't gonna listen to nobody. Yeah, dealing with all this crap stuff. Sir, please, take it out of county. You need to go out of county. Well, you know, OSBI tip line, that's fucking out of county. That's what you do. You can't call no one else. Who the fuck? I got an ex-cop telling me to call the FBI. I got the OSBI tip line telling me, oh, you gotta just, you know, you're not a cop or an official, so we can't listen to you. Long story short, it's fucking retarded. Tried to call the police department. I was there, my friend got a phone call. Yeah, hey, you keep this shit up, I'm gonna come down there and kill you. That's a pretty legitimate threat there. You figure, you know, hey, I heard somebody threaten my friend's life. Cops say, I'm sorry, it wasn't your life, so who cares? You can't make a report. Say, surely I can make a report. Nope, can't do it. Has to be your friend. But I was there. I heard it. I heard the threat. I heard the phone call. She has it recorded. I have a copy of the recording. I'm sorry, sir. You're not your friend. It wasn't your life that was threatened. You can't make the report. Well, okay. She's tried to call the officer that's investigating this case. Yeah, nothing there. She's tried to cut OSBI tip line. Obviously, they're not gonna do nothing, you know. Fucking douche rockets. Uh, it's all a fucking joke. It's all a joke. The sad thing is the joke lies on someone's life. So, someone's life is a joke because no one can report it except for that person, and that person is not able to get through to anybody because they think she's a joke when she has proof, facts, evidence, phone calls, times, dates, but it's all a joke. So obviously, a life means nothing to Brian Kelly. Anyways, hold on. Let's go back a little further because was it last month? I got a phone call from a Durant phone number. And I happened to be out of town. I didn't know who it was. Of course, I was roaming, so when I did get back to town, started going through my phone calls and looked that one up. I don't get calls from Durant phone numbers. Anyways, looked it up at Durant Police Department. Okay. Why the hell is Durant Police Department trying to call me? I don't live in Durant. I've never had any records in Durant. I've never been around Durant. But there's a Durant Police Department phone number calling me. Can't figure it out. And then about 3 weeks, I think it was about 3 weeks after I got that phone call. Of course, I never called them back because, you know, fuck those guys. My friend, the one I've talked about before, her mother had a conversation with a Durant detective. The detective that was in charge of my friend's case. The weird thing is that this was after the case was closed. And there's no reason he should have been talking to her about the case, but, you know, Durant cops do what they do. Anyway, so he talks to her about the case, and I find out, you know, I talk to her frequently, and she tells me, oh, he's come by, and he was, like, trying to put his foot down and act like, you know, everything he says is right, and everything that she says is wrong, everything that, you know, my friend has said is wrong, everything that my friend's sister has said is wrong, everything is wrong except for what he says, which is kind of stupid considering that the case is closed. He's turned in the investigation, yet he's harassing her about the case, which makes no sense, because once you turn in your investigation, it's done. You have no right to question anybody. You have no right to visit anybody. You have no right to contact anybody that has to do with that case, unless you're a fucking lawyer. Last I heard, he doesn't have the intelligence to be a detective, much less a fucking lawyer. But this is what he does. So, he harasses my friend's mother, saying that he's, oh, such good friends with... Okay. He says, oh, I'm such good friends with Leslie. We've been friends for a long time. You know, I just want the best for her. I want all this. Well, the fucking retard can't even see that, you know, he's screwing over his own friend by acting like an idiot. I don't know why. If he thinks she's his friend, why would you do that? You know, if someone's your friend and they get shot, you investigate it. You look into it. You find out who the fuck shot your friend. Did he do that? No. Hell, he waited 3 days after she got shot before he went and even looked at the crime scene. That's fucking blatantly retarded. I mean,
I don't know what it takes to be a detective around there, but obviously not much. Um, so there's that, and then the case is closed, and he's harassing her mother. Stupid. The advocate that I'd talked to previously, the one that called me a moron and idiot, whatever, I can't remember her exact words. But I talked to her husband, and we had a very nice conversation. He was very helpful. He was a lot more helpful than she was. Um, I don't know if she talked to detective, we'll just call him Rocky Raccoon, fucking retard. Um, anyways, talking to Rocky, she had to, because he brought me up to my friend's mother and was like, oh, who's this guy? Who's a figment of someone's imagination? He can't be real. Stupid. I fucking went to school with her. You can look up transcripts. You can look me up on fucking Facebook. I'm friends with her. Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, yeah, she's got dumbass friends who make fake books. Wait, fake book? No, fake Facebooks. That's what it is. It's all stupid. Anyways, so Rocky Raccoon, he's sitting there talking to guns of shit, not thinking I'm real. And apparently this is the guy who tried to call me before. I put two and two together. I'm like, oh, so he thinks I'm fake because she's got dumbass friends who make fake people. So obviously I must be fake. The 20 years of Facebook and MySpace history between me and her, that's, she started this lie a long time ago. Long time ago. Oh my God, so much detail. She's seen this shit coming, right? So, beside the blatant retardism, I don't know if that's a word, but we'll use it. Mr. Rocky Raccoon, I don't get it. I tried contacting him. I made contact. Let me get back on point. So when we last spoke, I was just lighting a cigarette. Now it's almost gone. But that's not the point. The point was Rocky. Spoke to him on the phone. He seemed very at odds with himself. All I could think about was him explaining to my friend's mother how good of friends he was with Leslie and how much he was trying to help her, and yet his report and his actions and his investigation says the complete opposite. If you're friends with somebody and you want the best for them, you shouldn't be investigating their shooting unless you're there to help. He has not been there to help the entire time. Past few months, Leslie's tried to contact him about different matters of the case. She's tried to contact the crisis center whenever she received this threat back in August. Everyone ignores her calls, and me as a friend, I thought, well, maybe they're not ignoring your calls, maybe they're just not getting them. So I call, and they ignore me. I called the crisis center. They ignored me. I called the OSBI. They ignored me. I called the Durant police. They ignored me. I called Rocky. He ignored me. I called the DA. they ignored me. So I'm starting to think that they are unwilling to do their job. If they were willing to do their job, they would listen. They would listen to every point of view from anybody who was calling in. If you're there to protect and serve and do the right thing, if you're there to help somebody, even if you're just there to help somebody get help, you're going to listen to every angle of the situation. Otherwise, how can you help? If you're unwilling to listen to the victim, you're not doing anybody any good. You are in a position that you don't deserve. If you're unwilling to listen to the victim, I'll say it again. If you're unwilling to listen to the victim, then you don't need to be there. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. You listen to every angle, every aspect, every scenario, every situation, anybody who comes forward with anything to do with that situation. You listen. Then you determine what's true. Then you determine what's false. Then you determine what's necessary and unnecessary to pay attention to. You don't shut someone out because she's got dumbass friends. You don't shut someone out because you don't like where it's going. You don't shut someone out because the fucking judge is an idiot, the detective's an idiot, the cops are idiots, the freaking advocates are idiots. Just because y'all have known this person for what, 2 years? You know, mysteriously since all this started happening, you know, oh my God, she must be crazy. You know, why listen to the people that's known her for 20? Why listen to the people that's known her for 15 years? Why listen to the people that's known her entire life? No, we've known her for 2 years. That's enough. She's crazy. You're fucking stupid. Pay attention. You know, it doesn't take much to fool you, obviously. Jim has custody of the kid. You know, okay. You know, I can buy that. You know, one judge is stupid. That's fine. Shit happens, you know. When you go back to court, the judge is still stupid sometimes, you know. Yeah, you gotta fight for custody. It happens. When that person denies visitation, which is the only reason they got the child was because they were denied visitation, you know, no one wants to look at any proof, you know. But they start doing that. No one wants to look at that. That doesn't seem kind of fishy, you know. They're not letting the kid talk to their mom. Not letting the kid see their mom. Nothing strange about that. No? Okay. Let it go on for another year. Not get to see his mom for a year? Year and a few months? Not get to talk to her for how long? Move out of state? Sell your vehicle? Take the kid off to fucking Oregon? Yeah, that far away. Mom can't see her kid. Can't talk to her kid. Can't track them down in fear of her life because these fucking dumbasses. I'm sorry, it's a little vague. When I say these dumbasses, I mean like, you know, the officials, the police department, the judges. Stupid. It's a mess. It's retarded. Should I name names? Should I? I don't know. Oh, God. Will they come after me? Oh, they may come after me. I've got so much to lose. It's okay. Mr. Detective Rocky Raccoon, who is completely, obviously oblivious, who says he's been in contact with Jim, doesn't even know Jim's out of state. He would have known that Jim was threatening Leslie's life, but he refused to listen to Leslie. Refused to listen to me. Let's see. Mr. Judge Cheryl, who's over Cheyenne's case? Is that right? Girl wouldn't know how to point a gun if you handed it to her with directions. Never seen her shoot a gun. I've never seen her act like she was shooting a gun. She wasn't the type of kid to play cops and robbers. Well, you know, she grew up in Durant, so it'd be robbers and robbers. But I don't get it. It's stupid. This Judge Cheryl guy. Oh, that's the same guy. I remember now. Yeah, he's the one that took Jasper away from Leslie for no fucking reason whatsoever. Well, maybe she had too much proof, you know, proving her case. But that goes back to the whole reading thing, you know. We're not going to get into that. Not going to get into that. If you don't find that amusing, look at the court records of what was said, you know. Well, I have all this proof, Your Honor. No, we're not going to get into that. Anyways. Oh, there's too much. There's so much. So much. I guess we're just not going to get into it. We're not. It's retarded. If anybody can put this through to the DA, I'd be happy to talk to him. If they could put it through to Mr. Rocky Raccoon, I'd be happy to talk to him. He may not be happy to talk to me, but, you know, that's only because I'm not going against my friend. I will do anything to stand up for her, because she is right. She has been telling the truth, and she's the only one who hasn't ran away. Anyone else involved in this case took off. Ran like bitches. Sorry. Hate to say it, but that's what happened. Talk to Jim. See where Jim's at. If anybody can get this message to Jim, oh, I'd love to talk to that guy. Tell him Bob says hi. He'll know who you're talking about. Okay. Back on point. So, I end up putting two to two together. Dude tried to contact me. Obviously, he's a Durant cop. The Durant police phone number shows up on my phone a few weeks before that. He's thinking I'm a fake person, so I call the guy. Not on his personal cell phone, which I talk to a lot of people. I do have that number, but I'm being professional. Call him at his work. Oh, yes. Who is this? Oh, my name's Christopher Reynolds. I believe you think I'm a figment of someone's imagination. I'm sorry, sir. What is this pertaining to? I said, well, you know, Leslie Gregerson is a friend of mine. My name is Christopher Reynolds. Oh, yes. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about some things that Leslie brought up. And I said, okay. Well, I said, I'll do anything to help my friend out, you know. But, officer, to my understanding, the case was closed. To which he replied, well, if you're not going to be helpful, then you're not doing any good for anybody. And to which I replied, you know, I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, officer. I want to help. I want to answer any questions you have. I'll do whatever it takes to help my friend. Oh, okay. Well, I just need to ask a few things that, you know, she had brought up. My superiors told me that I needed to reopen the investigation and follow up on a few things. which I don't understand any of it because she has dumbass charges on her right now because of this Rocky Raccoon guy. And it's retarded because if you reopen an investigation, then it starts everything over, right? So if the investigation was still open, she wouldn't have charges on her and be going to court. Yet he's still poking his nose, harassing people, and doing all kinds of unprofessional acts. Very unprofessional. Completely unprofessional. Douche rocket level unprofessional. This guy doesn't understand his job, obviously, or he would have done it right the first time. If he had understood his job, he would have done the investigation 2 years ago when Leslie got choked by Jim. He would have done the report right. The judge would have been like, oh, this report seems accurate. She has bruises. This guy did wrong. No, that's not the case. Well, this report seems funny. Yeah, we're going to let this go. Yeah. Retarded. Fucking retarded. Okay? All because of a report, a girl gets beat. It's okay. She can get beat. The report's bad. You know?
Said Cheryl trying Cheyenne's case. Judge Cheryl giving custody of Jasper to Jim. Something might be wrong with that picture. Right? A little bit? Maybe? Are we thinking about it? People, come on now. Cheyenne is Leslie's sister. Leslie helped raise her. Hell, I helped raise her for a while. I was around for a long time. Kids got issues. Could she ever hurt anybody? No. Most kids, you see little kids running around. Oh, I want a kitten. They grab the cat by its neck. Oh, I got a kitten. Not Cheyenne. No. She didn't do that. She was like the one person that was like, oh, a kitten. You don't see kids do that. Most kids pick them up by their fucking head like a bowling ball. I got a kitten. No. Cheyenne was like, oh, a kitten. Just like Leslie's like, oh, a fly. You know, you can't. There is a big difference between, yeah, huge difference. Anyways, this Cheryl guy, I'll say that, yeah, this Cheryl guy, because that's, makes it sound more believable that a douchebag is named Cheryl. Anyways, yeah, gives custody of Jasper to Jim, which is retarded, because he doesn't like to read, obviously, all the proof. He's supposed to be in charge of Cheyenne's case. That's her judge. Might be something wrong with this picture. Just saying, people might want to look into it. If something goes down, don't say I didn't put it out there. I'm just saying, if this guy's all gung-ho like, oh, we don't need to see the evidence, she done it. Obviously, he has a trend of not wanting to read paperwork. I'm just saying. But enough about that guy. It seems to be something going around. Maybe it's in the water. In Durant, you drink Durant water, you don't like to read. I don't know. It brings on stupidity, ignorance, whatever. So, we're talking about advocates. We're talking about Mrs. Woodley. And whenever I was trying to get help for my friend, she thought I was being harassing and all this stuff, when all I was doing was pointing out the obvious. All I was doing was showing evidence of my friend being mistreated, in hopes
that she would help my friend. When in actuality, she told me that she had heard my friend saying, she had heard, I still have a hard time understanding it because it's something that Leslie would not do or say. But she had proof of Leslie using her by, I don't even know how to say it. How would you say it? Like you, wait, you, how do you say that? She like used her daughter, her, excuse me, the advocate's daughter had passed away, brutally murdered, and my friend somehow was trying to use that to her advantage to gain some sort of, it's all stupid. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's stupid. Anyone who knows Leslie knows that she does everything to help out people. She done everything to help this girl out. She did drawings for her after her daughter had passed. She looked up a poem that her daughter had had. No, this isn't the only situation when Leslie has tried to help someone with something like this. She has done many drawings for people who have lost children. She's never asked for anything. She didn't ask Tara for anything. No money. No recognition. Nothing. Nothing else. No ifs, ands, or buts. Here you go. Let me do this for you. And now all of a sudden, she's heard a recording of Leslie saying that, you know, her daughter was still alive and Leslie's the only one that could help her. Well, that's, first off, completely out of character. And secondly, excuse me for using this word so much. I know it's offensive to some people, but it's completely retarded. It is. Absolute 100% retarded. No other way to describe it. Completely downsy. Retarded shit. If you knew my friend, you'd know that she loves art. She has loved art. I know of since, 10th grade? We always did art history, loved it, every second of it. And now she uses her art to help people and make them feel better and give them a little piece of that memory. And then someone wants to go around and try to turn everything backwards and say that she's only doing it for what? Doing it for what? She's doing it to try to get ahead. She's doing it to try to make herself look better. No, that's not the case. It's never been the case. She's always done art because she loved it. You can follow this back 15 years. That I know of. Maybe longer than that. To say that someone is going to do this wonderful piece of artwork for your child who has passed away just so that they can get ahead is the complete opposite of what art is supposed to be. And if anyone knows what art is supposed to be, it's Leslie. She's done it. She's stuck with it. She's gone to school for it. People try to pay her for it. These people tried to pay her for her artwork, and she will refuse. In a situation like this, she don't ask for anything, no recognition, nothing. Does it for that family
to help them get through whatever it is they need to get through. I don't know what it's like to lose a child. I couldn't imagine. I wouldn't want to imagine. But if I did, and I had somebody right here that's willing to give me a beautiful piece of artwork to remember my child and not ask for anything, I've seen people tell her thank you. First thing she says is it's not necessary. Don't thank me. Thank you. Thank you for letting me do this for you. Why should she be made to feel bad because of that situation that she tried to help? She tried to bring something beautiful to a terrible situation, and it's all been turned around. Doesn't make any sense. If you're an advocate and you're there to help somebody, you don't turn anything around to try and hurt somebody. And that's it.
It's all ridiculous. I've been friends with you for over half my life now. Never would have expected you to be in this situation. You've always been the one to fight for other people getting bullied. You've been the one to fight for animals getting smashed. Anything. To end up with him and to stay there for through all that crap, everything we've done. It's all a little too much for me. I've always known you to be a lot better than that. You know you're better than that. You knew you should have left. You knew you should have gotten away from that. He wasn't any good from the beginning. All he was a liar. Someone who fought his way in. And then just done wrong and wrong and wrong after that. I don't know why you let him stay there. Whenever you found out about his ex-wife, who had a lot of the same situations, a lot of the same scenarios, he just went ahead and proved what kind of person he was. Whenever he lied to the courts and lied to the judge and got custody of your kid, it proved what kind of person he was. Whenever he beat you and broke into your house and beat you, did everything he did, proved what kind of person he was. And now it's to the point that no one wants to believe that he's that person. What if they take a step back and look at it from the beginning? They'll see. Apparently that's too much trouble for the system, too much trouble for the courts. They'd rather put the kid in the hands of someone who doesn't even want to face the facts because they've already taken off. He's gone. He's still threatening. He may not be here to break into your house. He may not be here to beat you. But when someone calls and threatens your life, they might make a trip. That's what scares me the most. Because of all of that. No matter how much he threatened your life before, and no one paid attention to it, or certain cops didn't get the points on fact or whatever. It's a lot more serious now because everyone thinks it's a game. Everyone thinks that it's you now. I don't know if you feel that way. I don't know if you think it's your fault for not speaking up. I don't know if they think it's your fault for not speaking up, but regardless, it's a very dangerous situation. And no one's really paying a lot of attention to it. I've tried to make contact. I've heard the phone calls. I was there when he called. Heard everything he had to say. I've heard everything he had to say on every phone call. And the fact that no one else wants to pay attention to that is just blows my mind, because they gave this person a child, and they don't even care what kind of person he is. If they cared what kind of person he was, they would look into it. They would check him. That's what the system's supposed to do. You don't just give a kid over to somebody. You check that person. Right now, Jasper's in his care, and they don't even know what kind of person he is. They refuse to see what he's done. They refuse to listen to his voice over a phone call. They refuse to listen to everything, every single bit of evidence. And he's run away. They don't know where he's at. They haven't, obviously, they've never known where he was. And it's a damn shame that Jasper has to go through that. It's a shame that Jasper's been put in this situation. It's a shame that everybody's been put in this situation. But, you know, I've tried calling the detective that was over the case. Tried talking to him. He said he wanted to talk to me until I brought up helping Leslie. Leslie's tried contacting him. Since for the past 3 months now. 4 months? 3 months? All because Jim wants to take off and try to act like he's above everybody else. If there's one thing I had to say, it'd be, why did it go this far? Why was it able to go this far? Why didn't anyone say anything? Why didn't anyone stop it? Why was she even with this person from the get-go? She knew better. Beautiful things come from terrible events. Children being that. But what them kids have to put up with, there's no reason. Jim should be allowed to have him. There's no reason Jim should be allowed to be free. Leslie's my best friend. She always has been. She always will be. I'll always do anything I can for her.